Hello, everyone. It is Monday, September 2nd in the MLB, and you're watching The Breakdown. And if we do just that, we're going to look at every single MLB game on the slate. We'll note today is a weirder slate than normal. Some early games, some mid-afternoon, a couple late games, a little bit of a weird slate, but we're going to dive into each of these games. If you ever want to jump around, you can obviously look at the timestamps down below. And we're going to look at them, look at the lines, look at the pitching, look at how teams are hitting recently over the last 2 weeks. Then we wrap up the video, talk about some hot and cold hitters and some guys that are in good and bad matchups versus the pitchers that they've seen before. If you are new, my name's Austin. Do me a favor, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. If you want all of our best bets, those will be posted in a separate video in a little bit. We went 2-0 yesterday on a little 7-3 run. Hopefully can make September a big one. Or you can go down below at the top of the description. I will put a 2-week free trial to try out the DubClub. That gets out all our picks early. You get access to our Discord, which is easier to ask us questions. And it's a 2-week free trial, so you can just test it out. If you don't like it, just cancel it. No harm, no foul, but I'm sure you'll like it. It's a good time in the DubClub. So 2-week free trial, that'll get you all the MLB picks early. Plus, NFL, baby, is starting soon. But we're not going to talk about NFL right now. We're going to talk about some MLB games. Let's dive in. First game of the day, the earliest one, Cardinals traveling to Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. 2:10 start, so the earliest one out here. Andre Pallante, who I'm a big fan of, love Pallante, versus Freddie Peralta. Now, Freddie, if I'm not mistaken, has absolutely cooked this Cardinals team. When we get to the hot and or good and bad matchups, there are some really bad matchups for the Cardinals today. However, Peralta on the other side, I told you, I really like him. He's the guy that, sure, he's not going to get you 10 strikeouts like maybe Freddie Peralta could, but he induces a lot of soft contact, and that's kind of the name of the game here. So I wouldn't be shocked if he pitches well here. I'd have to fix St. Louis is on the right here. I'll fix their slide before I edit this video. St. Louis has been pretty good versus right-handed pitching, obviously coming off a touchdown score in Yankee Stadium. What they win that last game, 14-7 or something nuts like that. I don't really love this one. Maybe I might look at a first 5 under. I could see this one being a little bit lower scoring. Then you get to the bullpens. That's probably where some more runs come. I kind of like the first 5 under. The problem is you're probably not getting a good line at 4.5. I'll have to take a peek at it. As always, like I said, I post the best bets early to the DubClub. You can join that for a 2-week free trial. Top link in the description. So I do lean an under in this game. I'm not sure I want to go. I don't like full game under 7.5. I feel like I always get cooked on those. But your first 5 under is not a terrible look. Next game, we have White Sox traveling to the Orioles. Yeah, the O's are that big of favorites. They are massive favorites. -2.5 isn't even plus money. And I guess I understand Corbin Burns versus Chris Flexen. At the end of the day, Corbin Burns hasn't been that good. Sure, White Sox are not that good either. So maybe this is an easy spot for Corbin Burns to get right and try to have a big September going into October. I could see that. Obviously, the O's offense hasn't been great either. They helped me out yesterday. My pick was O's first 5 run line, but I mean, that was against tie block. Chris Flexen a little bit better than that, but Chris Flexen, I don't know if he's won I think he's lost 20 straight starts. I don't think he won his last one. I mean, sure, you can put the O's in a parlay if you want, but at over -300, I don't do that. Any MLB team can win on any given day. Obviously, the O's should win today, but it's not assuring on anything, especially in baseball. Nothing is a guarantee except for chaos. But I'm probably not betting that game. Next game, we have the final game of this Dodgers and D-backs series. We've had some super high-scoring games in the series. I'm pretty sure the over is 3-0 so far. Yesterday, 14-3. Our other pick was D-backs on the money line. So you get Jack Flaherty going against Eduardo Rodriguez, E-Rod. The Dodgers have been middle of the pack versus lefties recently. We think about a lot of their bats in there. We got Shohei and Freddie, lefty on lefty. Not normally great for those guys. Outside of them, I mean, they've been all right. They've been the best, haven't been the worst. Eduardo Rodriguez has been very mediocre so far. I mean, not made a ton of starts to his name, but he's been very mid. On the flip side, Jack Flaherty's been pretty solid, but he'll have a tough task against an Arizona offense that's, top 2, top 4, and every metric against righties over the last few weeks. I mean, they've been so good. They don't strike out, which is kind of how Flaherty likes to get you out. He's going to throw strikes, doesn't walk a lot of guys. So Arizona's going to know what's coming their way. They just have to be able to hit it, and they've been able to do it. I do like the D-backs here a little bit at +115. I might even honestly go with another over. The D-backs offense is just on fire right now. Their bullpens have been, pretty solid, but they've have so much familiarity with the 4th game in the series with the bullpens. I could see a lot of runs early in this game. Next game, we have Astros traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. Verlander versus Julian Aguilar. Now, if you remember the last time we talked about Aguilar, we took the over in his game against the A's. We said he has a high barrel rate, and what happened? It was a home run derby. The A's just absolutely crushed the baseball. Today, matchup against the Astros, I might be looking at the over once again here. I could see the Astros tattooing Aguilar a ton. Verlander on the flip side is a guy that gives up a lot of hard contact in those fly balls. Obviously, fly balls are not ideal in Cincinnati, where the ball does tend to fly out of the ballpark. I'll have to check out the weather, but again, I don't mind an over in this game. I wouldn't be shocked if I'm on that. I'll have to take a peek at a little bit more of the underlying stats, see how Verlander's pitched in Cincy. Obviously, he doesn't pitch there too often, but see how he's done there before. Again, I mean, that Reds bullpen, they're looming. They're looming for some runs. Might be looking at an over in this game. Next game, we're going to look at the Guardians taking on the Royals. And I have to put out a stat. The Royals dead last in runners in scoring position last 2 weeks. It hurts my heart, man. The Royals are normally, when I go and do those stats, they're normally first, second, third. They've been dead last. They've been pretty bad. We'll see if they can figure things out against Gavin Williams. The thing about Gavin Williams, he's typically been good on the road, where obviously he finds himself today. I just don't love back at the Royals without Vinny Pasquantino. I mean, yesterday they started Tommy Pham lead off. Man, their lineup was so good with Vinny in there. He was just a great cleanup guy, great lefty behind Bobby and Massey or Michael Garcia. Now that just the lineup just feels off. Gavin Williams, I don't really think he's all that good. He does have some strikeout stuff, but this is a Royals team that doesn't really strike out a lot. Flip side, Michael Wacha, he is what he is. I don't know if I really have a good lean in this game, if I'm being honest. I root for the Royals because I love them. I love Bobby. I'm probably just avoiding that game, though, if I'm being honest. The next one, a little bit hard to analyze because we don't have a starting pitcher for the Tigers as they go to San Diego to face Joe Musgrove and the Padres. Not a shock to see the Padres at minus 200. I just don't know who's starting for Detroit. If you told me, hey, Kenta Maeda's on the mound or he's going to be in there, I'd probably back the Padres and hammer them. The problem is I don't know who it's going to be. Could it be just a bullpen game for the Tigers, who have been pretty good bullpen-wise? Yeah. San Diego returning back home. I do lean the Padres to win this game. I just would wait to see who's starting. If it's Maeda, sure, load up all your accounts on San Diego. If it's someone else that you don't know, I'd probably just avoid it. So probably not a play in that game just because, we posted plays early and we don't know. Next game, we have Twins and Rays. We have Woods Richardson versus Zach Littell, who's making his return off the IL. So hard to really predict what you're going to get from Littell here. He's been solid, upper 3 ERA. I mean, honestly, these guys' numbers are pretty similar. Woods Richardson, typically a guy that relies on a lot of softer contact, but can give up some hits and stuff. Obviously, the Rays have not been good against righties. They'll be good in one of these games in here. The Rays, I believe, are minus 115. Sorry for the typo there. They're about minus 115, I believe, or so. This is basically a pick 'em. I do like the Rays a little bit here, but if you're ever going to back the Rays, you kind of lean the under. So I kind of lean another under here. I think these two bullpens can shut it down. And the Twins, their bats are always weird. I normally only like backing them against lefties. I'm probably avoiding this game. I don't like betting on Rays games unless I'm betting on the other team. So maybe count me in on the Twins, first 5 team total. I'd like Littell, though, is pretty solid. I don't know if I trust the Twins. Normally, Twins, I want to back them full game or not at all because they normally like to score a ton of runs in the late innings. Next game, we have Mariners taking on the Athletics. One of the later starts, we have Logan Gilbert versus Osvaldo Vito, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Both these two pitchers have been very good this season. Oakland's been scorching the baseball against righties. Haven't faced a lot of good righties, though, worth noting. I mean, they faced the Rangers and they faced the Reds, two teams that don't have great pitching staffs. Now, tougher task against the Mariners pitching staff, which obviously is Gilbert. I'm sure they see Castillo in this matchup. So I do like the Mariners a little bit here. I think this is a lower scoring game. Vito's been very good. A's bullpen has not been good. That's kind of what scares me a little bit off the under. I do think the Mariners win this game. Logan Gilbert's been so good, but normally when Logan Gilbert's on the mound, he gets no run support. I forget what his record is, but it's not good because his team hates him. So I do lean a lower scoring game in this one. I'm not sure I'll probably get involved because I don't like betting on Mariners games. That team, I feel like I never have a good track record there. But again, I think that's a lower scoring game. Next one, we have the Red Sox taking on the Mets. Interesting stats here. Mets, last 2 weeks, highest strikeout rate versus right-handed pitching. They're facing Brian Bayo, who is coming off his best start of the year. I think he went 8 innings pitched versus the Blue Jays. Now, the Mets are a little bit more of an annoying team. They will take more pitches in there and kind of force up your pitch count. But still, they've been striking out a ton. So we'll see if that continues. The Red Sox, we normally are like, hey, back them against righties. They are cracked. They've been bottom of the barrel recently, last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. So this is a game that I'm probably avoiding. Severino and Bayo feel like the same sort of pitchers. Sometimes you get 6 innings pitched, 1 or 2 earned runs. Sometimes you'll get 3 1/3, 6 earned runs. You're like, what the hell happened? kind of how it goes. So I'm probably avoiding that. Boston probably has some good numbers, or at least has seen Severino a lot given his time with the Yankees. So maybe a little bit more familiarity there. So maybe if you want to go with the Red Sox, I don't hate it. I hate their bullpen. Their bats haven't been great. It's kind of a flip-flop on this game. I mean, the over-under, it's -125 for a reason. So I'm probably avoiding that game, though, if I'm being honest. And then the final two games on the slate, Pirates taking on the Cubs. I mean, over-under 7.5. The Cubs, I don't know how you take a lot of unders with them. Their offense is scorching hot against righties. They'll face Jared Jones. I believe they just saw last week. I mean, props to the Cubs. I mean, what they won yesterday, 14-1, first in batting average and OPS, WRC plus. I mean, they've been so good. The Pirates bats haven't been bad either. They'll face Jameson Taillon. I do lean the Cubs here. They've just been, I don't know how you don't want to back the Cubs. They've just been so good. Coming back to Wrigley, I imagine they continue that, but you never know. Wrigley Field, the fact that's a 7.5 total, little sus, but I'm probably just, I don't know if I'll probably avoid that game. We'll see if Logan gets involved with it, but I'm probably not touching it. In the final game, Yankees taking on the Rangers. We have Garrett Cole going against Jack Leiter. No, it's not a typo. That 12.80 ERA for Jack Leiter is not a typo. It is there and live in the flesh. He'll have a fun time against the Yankees lineup. I don't know how long he's out there. Garrett Cole on the flip side, he'll face the Rangers. The Rangers are a pesky team. They're occasionally going to pour in 3 or 4 runs on the starting pitching. But other than that, you just never know what you're getting from them. I mean, that's a team that's kind of, feel like, hung it up so far. But I do lean the Yankees. Jack Leiter is terrible. I'm sure he'll have a better year next year when he makes some adjustments this offseason. He just has not been good. These bullpens, in my opinion, are about dead even. Some games good, some games bad. I do like the Yankees. Maybe I'll back someone for bases on their team because I don't know if Leiter, he has not been good at all this season. So I do like the Yankees. I'm not sure. We'll look at some props in that game after the video. Maybe I'll pick one in there. And then finally, good and bad matchups and hot and cold hitters. We'll start with the hot and cold hitters. Lawrence Butler, he deserves a round of applause. He's been scorching. Same with Corbin Carroll. Yordan Alvarez, got to give some props to Paul Goldschmidt. Not a great year for him, but recently he's been swinging a hot bat. So, hey, make the last month of the season a good one, and you can end on something hot to carry into next year. And then Jazz Chisholm Jr., he's been scorching hot for the Yankees too. On the flip side, some guys that are ice cold. J.P. Crawford, who just returned, I believe. He's not looked great. My boy, Jarris Profar, man, 1 for 22. That hurts to see. He'll figure it out today. Marcus Semien, Devers, Rutschman, some guys that aren't swinging too hot of bats. And you know what? Maybe Marcus Semien fixes that today because he's got a matchup against Garrett Cole, which he's actually done well in. 12 for 44, 273, but 3 home runs in there. So maybe he's got a homer in him off of Garrett Cole tonight. Teoscar, 8 for 21 with 3 homers off Erod. Freddie Freeman, pretty good, 5 for 11. Nolan Arenado, 4 homers off Freddie Peralta. But like I said, not a lot of Cardinals have good splits. If you go down to the bottom, you'll see Alec Burleson and Brendan Donovan both in the middle there, both stuck in. Ohtani, not great splits versus the lefty. Erod, Brent Rooker, 0 for 8. Josh Bell, Seth Brown. I mean, it's the guys that I don't know if you're looking for Seth Brown, if we're being honest, but hey, some guys in good and bad matchups. Take what you want off the sheet. These are kind of the ones I looked at that kind of stuck out to me. But that is going to be episode Monday of Breakdown. Hopefully you enjoyed. I don't know how many more of these we got in us with NFL starting, but hey, we're going to still have a good time betting some baseball. Hopefully make September a massive month for us. And I hope you guys enjoyed. We're in a new scenery. More on that later. It's Austin. I'm signing out. See you guys back tomorrow with another edition of the Breakdown and hopefully a normal slate of action. I hope you have a great Labor Day if you have the day off. And if you do, let's make some money. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And when Best Bets video is live, I'll link it on the screen. And yeah, go sign up for the DubClub. 2-week free trial. I'll link it at the top of the description. Get in there, try it out, get access to the Discord. Have fun, ask us questions. If you don't like it, like I said, you can cancel it. Just cancel it. You'll have 2 weeks for free, which will take you to the 16th. So you have like first 2 weeks of the NFL season. Pretty dope. You guys have a great day. So get back on Tuesday, and I'll see you in the Best Bets video, which will be live soon. See you then. Peace.